Hey guys, and welcome back to another flashlight review. Today, we're going to be looking at the Wubin G2, and this is a little keychain flashlight that Wubin's had out for quite some time. I'm pretty sure they had this out for a few months, and I've only just got hold of one of them. It comes in blue, black, and I think it comes in green as well, and surprisingly good construction and overall quality. So that's one of the things that I noticed straight away when I took it out of the box. Made of metal and anodized. Feels great. It's got a decent bit of weight to it as well, so it's not your usual throwaway keychain light. And I'm really impressed with how thin this thing is as well. It's got some serious range for a slim little light. Reminds me a little bit, the TIR lens reminds me a bit of the Wubin X0, so they've taken some inspiration from that. It's almost like a squished down version. And I like that you can use it with this clip, this included clip. You can take this on, put it on and off. It's actually quite tricky. You got to pull it off like that, but it does come off. Okay, but the good thing is that it does hold in place. But it's definitely very sturdy. It's not going to accidentally detach itself or come loose from your pocket, which is great. Another cool thing about the G2 is this little keyring attachment here actually can be taken off pretty easily like that. It allows you to access a hidden magnet in the back here, which then you can use as a general work light. So I think that's pretty cool. Like, you never really see that in most keychain flashlights. So everything you see here is pretty much what you get in the box. Okay, they've just come, the clip came detached. You've also got a charging cable in here as well, USB Type-C charging cable, and some basic instructions, but quite simple. Here's a few other EDC or keychain lights that I keep on me fairly regularly. So I've got here the Acebeam Pokelit AA, probably the largest of the lot. You've got the Raylight Pineapple Mini, and we've got the Nextorch K40 and the Wubin G2. So these two are probably the most comparable, and as you can see with the G2, it's made out of polycarbonate kind of material. Okay, it's pretty tough, but of course it's not gonna compare at all to the anodized aluminium of the G2. So I'm really quite happy that that Wubin have used that material. It's a fair bit heavier as well, but yeah, it's not uncomfortable. It's still very pocketable, and the clip also makes it quite easy to stick on the edge of your pocket or even in your front pocket. Here's a little close-up of the G2, and really nice, smooth, durable anodizing, aluminium body, and you know, good thing about this light as well is that it does stick on its side. If you take off the keychain, you can actually stick it onto a bit of metal, table or something like that. So it's not just the end that will be magnetic, but the side of the flashlight as well. Has a premium feel to it. It doesn't feel cheap, plasticky like you get with most keychain lights. And what I like is that they've also included a Sirius LED, so the Osram P9. A lot of them aren't even labeled, don't even know what LEDs are inside. So it's very efficient, very capable LED. Doesn't produce much heat, especially in the G2. And you've got the shallow TIR lens. It's an interesting lens because it's got a bit of reflector on the back of it as well. It's kind of like a combined TIR slash reflector lens, like a reflected coating on the back of the TIR lens, which increases the throw. And yeah, in many ways, it does remind me of that Wubin Night XO, but just a flatter keychain version, I suppose. And yeah, on the top here as well, you've got the USB-C charging. It's really just a flap. It, as you can see, it doesn't take much to push it off. Okay, so there you go. And you've got the button here on the side as well. And charges, like I said, USB-C, and has a 280 milliamp hour battery inside, non-replaceable. So I'm just going to show you what the UI is like. So essentially, you just have to press. So if you just press once, like that, it doesn't do anything. But double press will give you turbo. Okay. But this is good because it means it won't activate accidentally in your pocket. If you want it to just go to the normal modes, you have to press and hold. Okay, that will bring you to moonlight, and then you just basically cycle between the modes. So you can actually turn off, turn on, and it remembers that last mode. It would have been nice to have it go straight to like a moonlight mode or something like that. But if you have it on that moonlight or the lower mode, it will just memorize that anyway. So yeah, pretty bright as well, I have to say, for such a little keychain light. If you're in any other mode and you just double press, it's going to take you straight to turbo, okay? And another press will turn the flashlight off. So I ran a couple of ceiling bounce tests with the Wubin G2, and you can see here, I actually activated that light straight onto turbo, 100%, and it drops immediately, starts ramping down immediately, and by the 1 minute mark, it's below 50% of its output, roughly hovering between 40 and 50% of the output, and continues on for a couple of minutes. I activated turbo again, and it has that same step down pattern. So it's good that you can actually continue to reactivate turbo again and again. And I did that 4 times, noticed the same sort of pattern. Touched that flashlight, sort of held onto it pretty much the entire time, and it wasn't hot at all. It got a little bit warm, but that's good considering that it's quite a small body. You definitely don't want this light to hold on 100% for too long, probably damage the electronics in there. So that's a good call by Wubin. Ran a second ceiling bounce test, so you can see here on high, and yeah, starts off at 100% and pretty much holds that 100%, 90 to 100% through the entire test. That was up to 16 minutes, so it did kind of hover up and down between 90 and 100%, but you know, I think that's really good sustained performance, especially on that, not turbo, but on the highest mode available. Also ran a bunch of tests using my Opal Light Master Pro, and you can see here on turbo, managed to get 87 meters of throw, which is really significant. On the third step, we got 58 meters of throw, and CRI was 72, about 72 to 73, so decent, but it is your standard sort of profile that you get with the Osram P9, and the CCT was 6,000, increasing to 6,300 on turbo. So it's definitely on the cool white end. I found that the beam profile is surprisingly throwy, as I mentioned before, and it has that 180-degree spill angle that you see with the Wubin X0 as well. So it's kind of a very light spill, but yeah, the light just really allows you to see into your peripherals, especially on the higher or turbo mode. Again, if there's not much light in your surroundings, it's much more easier to see. But yeah, it does definitely go to that 180-degree spill. So some considerations you might want to be aware of. This light, the G2, does not come with a replaceable battery. So this light does come with a 1-year warranty. So if the battery or something like that fails within a year, you can get that checked out and replaced for free by Wubin. Another thing is that it is more expensive than your usual keychain light. Okay, there's a lot of these keychain lights out there. Obviously, there's ones for a couple of bucks, that kind of thing. But this one's going to last, and it's also significantly brighter than the other ones out there in the market, especially if you're just using your cell phone, the cell phone torch or something like that. This is going to be a significant upgrade. Finally, it's also worth to mention that these TIR lenses are made of plastic polycarbonate, so probably will scratch up a little bit over time. Overall, this is one of my favorite keychain flashlights. I like that it has a low profile, so it makes it more likely for you to carry it with you, fit it into your pocket. Sometimes when you have lights that are too big, you don't even bother bringing it with you. And I like the relatively high candela of this light as well. It lets you see nearly 100 meters ahead of you, which is very impressive. And yeah, it could be also used as an emergency self-defense light with that easy access to turbo double press. It's very versatile, and yeah, rare to see this much care and thought put into such a little keychain light. If you're interested in getting one, check the description. I'll put a link in there to the Wubin website with a special discount that you can get off the G2. If you have any questions about this light, just let me know in the comments and I'll get back to you. I'm sure I've missed something out. If you like this video, found it helpful, do me a favor and click that like button because it helps me get my videos out to more people. And if you want me to make more flashlight reviews, make sure you subscribe. Wubin G2, I'm going to double press to get to turbo. Very nice. Large hotspot. Reminds me very much of the Wubin X0, the hotspot on that. Incredibly bright for just such a little keychain light. Look at that. As soon as you're reaching that field there, close to 100 meters. Of course, you can cycle through the different modes. That's like the high mode. Okay, that's high, turbo. You can reactivate that turbo as well, just turning it off, double pressing again. Woburn G2. Wow, this is quite impressive. See all the way into those trees out the back as well. It'd be good if you were going for a short walk or a run or something like that. Just due to the smaller battery capacity. You know, swap it over to just the high mode, which is this mode. Very bright for just a little keychain light. Turbo. Does well.